What's good, yo? It's Octopus. Today I'm gonna show you how to make this rhythm bass. Someone commented in a previous video that you guys want me to show you step by step what the sound sounds like. I'm gonna try to do that in this video. This bass will be in the new upcoming rhythm preset pack for Serum. So if you want basses like this, subscribe. Very first thing I did was basic shapes, square, wave. So analog, basic shapes, and you want to select the square shape. This is the first thing I was like, you know what, I feel like square shapes have a good fundamental for rhythm basses. And I knew I wanted to use two oscillators because you can FM from B with oscillator 1, and you can make a better rhythm sound that way. So oscillator 2, and I went to analog, but I didn't like any of these wavetables here, so I ended up going to digital, and I found dist C2, which I've put it on 3D because it just kind of helps you visualize what the bass looks like. I liked this one the most. On the oscillator 1 octave it's -3, and then on oscillator 2 I have put octave -1. And I ended up going for FM from B, so I took the levels down and LFO1 onto the level of oscillator 1 all the way up, and then the FM from B, you want that on 20%, and then LFO1 on the FM from B, and then you want that on 30, like this. And then you want LFO1 on the WTPOS 11, because I had this basically on here from the very beginning when I was still picking the wavetable for oscillator 2, and I was just playing around with the sounds, and I was just trying to I kept the LFO here so the wavetable would keep moving, so I can like pick the best wavetable. That definitely helped me pick this one. This is really what made that little rhythm sound. So if you have it low, it sounds like this, right? But then when I started playing around with it, so that's when I just found the right settings and I put it on 20 and then 30, so it sounds like this. So at first, right now it sounds weird, but you have to see the sound that, you know, it's got that little fundamental, and you can work from there, right? So then I added a sub as well, and that is on -3, level all the way down, LFO1 all the way up, and I shaped this LFO1 on to E and V, and then it's like this, and then a tiny little curve, just a little one, like about this much. Well, this much. Then I also added a filter here, and at first I went for HN12, but that didn't sound very well, because when you automate it, it just didn't really work. So I ended up going for MISC, and I ended up choosing Combs, and then it started giving me that metallic sound. So what I ended up doing here was I put this on 20, and then LFO1 on the cutoff 2. Yeah. And now can you see how it just switches to like that stronger sound? It gives you that that rhythm sound. So that's what I end up liking, and then I just moved this a little bit up. Now I'm playing, it was on 0. So then from here I also added noise, so level all the way down, LFO1 on the level of the noise, and I didn't want too much, because if you add too much it's a bit windy. So if you put it on 50, It's between like 50 and like 30, I think. It's just like a little background thing. You don't have to be exactly the same with me. I mean with my settings. For your bass. So then effects, distortion. I always use the same distortion tube, 83%. I kind of played around with the different settings on the drive and I found that 83 sounds best. It gives it that nice strong sound in your face. Then every rhythm has chorus, so I was like, let me add chorus. I didn't like the default setting, so I've played around with it. And it's not like I know exact settings when I'm making these sounds. Like I just kind of know, yeah, this has to go on 83% off 89. I just kind of fuck about with it. Like I'll just do something like this, and I'll just keep adjusting each knob until I find the right settings. Like that's kind of what I do for like hours. Here you want 44 and then 3015. So 3015. Then you want delay and you want to have link, turn off the BPM, ping pong. So here you want 55 and then 4439 here, and you want 20, about 20 will do here, so 20.6 would be best. And that's where that little nice strong sound comes from. You know, the delay and the chorus. These are the main two ingredients. Everything adds up, but these two really change the sound, because without this, still sounds good, but with this, and this is on 2.2. I forgot to put down 2.2. And now you want compressor, so multi-band compressor, and slightly increase the gain. And an EQ, so I just boosted the low end a little bit, so you want to do something like this. 54 will do. Then filter, or you can play around with the settings as whatever you wish. It sounds good, whatever you think sounds good, you can put it on. It doesn't matter that much, the sub. So then you want to go to flanges, not misc, and then you want to select phase 12 plus, and you want to basically put this 263 and then LFO1 on the res 35. So I'm just gonna drag it to 35. And then you can add a little bit of a drive. So that's what the sound is like without the filter. With it, it's like it kind of cuts out some of the low end. And then reverb, I also added reverb. 2.4. Then 14 and LFO1 on the sides, and it's on 18, so about here. And there is also an OTT, so I don't really do much with the OTT. I don't change the settings a lot. Basically, I just play with the depth and that's it. So I've put it around 53, maybe a little bit lower. 44 sounds okay. I'll actually check exactly what it's on. It's 46. yeah, and that's the bass. You know, you can also play around with this cutoff, and you can try putting a macro here, see what different variations are like. You can even put it on the low. I didn't really use any macros for this bass because I just kind of made it in 10 minutes, to be honest. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.